We begin this half hour with a follow-up to a story that was big news last fall. That's when a member of the Maine House of Representatives, Republican Lanigan of Sanford, was arrested and charged with domestic violence assault against his wife.
Lanigan denies the allegation, but his arrest also led to the House launching an ethics probe to investigate his conduct.
Well, now, months later, with the final days of this current session ticking away, that promise of a probe has not been matched with action. And this comes as Lanigan is expected to have a conference for his case tomorrow. Here's News Center Maine's Donovan Lynch.
A state lawmaker facing domestic violence charges has still not been investigated by the Maine legislature, 5 months after lawmakers ordered an ethics probe into his alleged conduct.
The gravity of the allegations against Representative Lanigan raised significant questions.
Police arrested Republican State Representative Lanigan last October after they say he strangled his wife after she confronted him over an affair. She later said the case should be dropped.
It wasn't an assault, Your Honor.
Well, the York County District Attorney's Office has said it's common for a domestic violence victim to change their story after a grand jury indicted him. Lanigan pleaded not guilty.
The allegations are pretty trumped up allegations, honestly.
With the case unfolding as the legislature returned to work for a new session in January, the Maine House quickly took action of its own, with the Democratic majority in the chamber voting to launch an ethics probe into Lanigan.
If the motion prevails.
The task of conducting the investigation falling on the House Ethics Committee. But here we are in late June, and members of the committee from both parties say they haven't met about Lanigan and have not received any communication or instruction on the probe. This leading advocates for survivors of domestic violence to call for action.
Really appreciated that the House made this motion, and I urge them to follow up and follow it through.
The chair of the House Ethics Committee, State Representative Adam Lee, tells us with a court hearing and trial happening soon, the committee's process will be conducted with respect for Representative Lanigan's due process rights. However, legislative leadership did not wait for Lanigan's case to go through the courts when back in January, he was stripped of his committee assignment.
We're presumed innocent until proven guilty, and I just wasn't given that fair share.
And Lanigan will have a pre-trial conference, he tells me. That will happen Friday. He will represent himself in this case. In York County, Donovan Lynch, News Center, Maine.
Representative Adam Lee says more information on next steps and scheduling of any House Ethics Committee meetings will be shared as it becomes available. Under the order of the Maine House, the committee will have a month after they meet to report back the results of the ethics probe into Lanigan.